Good afternoon, my name is Alena Shautsova. I'm an employment attorney from New York. In today's video, I would like to tell you about depositions and what happens at depositions. If you are considering suing your employer, or maybe you are already in the process, you may want to know about discovery. Discovery is a legal tool that is used by both parties that are involved in a legal lawsuit that helps them to understand what happened, or so they say, and helps them to narrow down the issues before trial, legal and factual issues before trial. And one of the types of discovery, one of the tools that parties are going to be using is depositions. Depositions is examination under oath of a witness. And first of all, of parties. Parties in a civil lawsuit would be plaintiff, is you, and defendant. As a rule, the party that is going to be examined first would be the party that is suing the employer, or you. You as the plaintiff are going to be deposed first. You may ask yourself, why is it necessary if at trial you would be called to court to testify about what happened in a case? So why before trial you have to give this testimony under oath? Well, all I can tell you is this is the rules of civil procedure. They were perfected for many, many years, decades, and it came to the conclusion, the legal community came to the conclusion that it's one of the most effective ways to find out whether you are lying, you're accurate, and whether you can use depositions for motion practices, and if sometimes, and not if, always, you can use depositions for impeachment purposes. What it means is that your testimony under oath that happens in the middle of the trial will be compared to what you've said before, perhaps in your complaint and your affidavits, and what you're going to say at the time of the trial. So it's sort of like a verification tool to see what happened when and if witness is telling the truth. So let's talk about depositions. As I said, most likely you are going to be deposed first, you as a plaintiff. The depositions happen in a room where there is a lawyer from the other side who is representing defendants, your attorney, hopefully, court reporter, sometimes an interpreter or translator. If you do not speak English, or you would just like to testify, you feel more comfortable testifying in your native language, you're entitled to have an interpreter present at the depositions who is going to be translating everything that you are saying. All questions and answers are going to go through that person. And the court reporter is the person who's going to be typing up everything that's said in that room, or almost everything. So during the depositions, the other side's job is to find the truth, of course, but also see if you're going to testify the way it's going to help their case, their defense, their case, to show that either discrimination did not happen, what happened was not discrimination, you do not recall what happened, or maybe you're a complete liar. Okay, so that's basically the goal of the opposing party. You have to know about that, and you have to prepare for this deposition questioning very well. It usually starts with questions regarding your biographical information, for example, as to when you were born, where, your work history, experience, and of course it's gradually the other side, it's the lawyer from the other side who is going to be asking you questions. Gradually he or she is going to touch upon those main points of your claim. What happened, what incidents of discrimination happened, when, how, and here you are expected to remember as to what happened, when, and how. You're expected to give pretty, very solid responses, because if you're going to just state, I don't remember, the other side is going to say, well, he doesn't or she doesn't remember anything. How can this person testify about what happened at trial? Because it's a trial's testimonies is going to be taken into consideration by the jurors. And as I said, deposition testimony can be used for impeachment. Impeachment is when a lawyer is asking you a question and you answering it differently at trial than you did during the depositions, and then the lawyer has a right to ask you why it happened. Okay, so there are various ways to prepare for the depositions. Hopefully you're going to do that with your attorney. It's very important to prepare because it's not an easy something to go through. You will be in the room with lawyers. They speak legal terms, they use legal terms. It's very intimidating, and you're just usually a regular person trying to, make your point, and you are, of course, stressed out. You're probably thinking that the other side is trying to trick you. Usually they don't try to trick you, but it may feel this way. So it's very important that you prepare. After the depositions, and depositions may last for a very long time, basically 7 hours or the entire day, in very rare situations longer, depending on the situation. But if depositions finally concluded, you will receive a transcript of the depositions. Remember that person in the room who is sitting taking down all the answers, questions, that the person who is going to produce a transcript of the depositions, or a book where everything is written. Now you will have an opportunity to review that book, and it's very important that you do, and it's very important that you correct any incorrect answers that you gave, any incorrect information that you gave. There will be a special sheet attached to in the end of the book where you will be able to provide your corrections and sign them under the penalties for perjury. It's very important that you do that because of the legal consequences of not doing so. So this what depositions are. Now remember that as you will be deposed, so will be the other side. Your lawyer is going to depose the other side, and usually the people who you would like to depose would be defendants, named defendants, owner of the corporation, or the person who is designated by the corporation to testify on their behalf. And you also can depose witnesses. Let's say the other side says that your co-worker was present in the place where you stated something bad happened to you or something was said to you, and your co-worker is denying of bad things that happened to you. You have a right to depose that person, okay? Your lawyer will issue a subpoena. The process of calling that person for depositions is a little bit different than for defendants who you have absolute right to call for depositions, but you have an opportunity to depose witnesses as well. One thing to keep in mind, of course, would be the costs of depositions. It's costly to have a court reporter, to have those written books, but that's something, again, you will be discussing with your attorney. So this what depositions are. This what you need to expect when you are being told that you will be deposed, okay? There will be a day and time chosen. You will be told exactly where to come and when, and hopefully you will have enough time with your lawyer to prepare for depositions. One of the most important stages of the lawsuit against your employer. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like my Facebook page, where I share information that may be helpful for those who are going through discrimination nightmare. And I hope to see you soon.